My beloved child, hear my voice right now and open your heart, for I draw near to embrace you with profound hope and tenderness. I am the one who formed every fiber of your being, breathing life into you with a purpose that extends beyond what you can currently see, so trust in my guiding hand. Even when you feel the weight of uncertainty pressing down or sense distractions swirling around, I remain beside you with arms extended, ready to lift you into my everlasting comfort. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. Take courage, my precious child, for your journey is guarded by my ever-present care. My heart delights in seeing your spirit seek after me, and I pour out my mercy upon you without reservation, no matter how many times you feel you have strayed. I understand your fears, for I walked with you through the darkest valleys and rejoiced with you on the brightest peaks, and I will continue to do so with unwavering fidelity. Know that every time you cry out, I hear even the smallest whisper, and my answer is already on its way, though it may arrive in ways you least expect. Walk forward with confidence, because my love surrounds you at every step, lighting a path filled with redemption and promise. Do not be afraid of the noise that threatens to steal your attention, for I am your rock and shield, an ever-present help in times of trouble. I cherish you more deeply than words can express, and I invite you to rest in my presence, trusting that I will sustain and protect you from all harm. Let your faith take root in my unfailing promises, and watch as I transform your doubts into unwavering certainty. I am always near, my child, and I will never let you go. My child, you are a masterpiece created in the very reflection of my boundless love, and I cherish every detail of your unique spirit. Just as a skilled artist devotes painstaking care to every brushstroke, so have I lovingly formed each aspect of your character, gifting you with gifts and talents meant to radiate beauty in this world. Never doubt that I see your every act of kindness, your hidden gestures of compassion, and your selfless sacrifices that go unnoticed by others. Rest in the certainty that I delight in you, and I will always treasure the heart that earnestly seeks my presence. I call you precious because in my eyes, your value exceeds every gem in all creation, and I long to see you recognize this truth deep within your soul. Even when you compare yourself to the achievements of those around you, remember that I designed you with a distinct path and a destiny only you can fulfill. I celebrate the steps you take, both small and great, because each one reveals the stirring of faith that resonates in your core. Trust that I have placed eternal worth within your being, and I will never cease to remind you of it. You are not an accident or a mere passing presence on this earth. You were fashioned with intentional grace and equipped to reflect my light in places that seem shadowed. Embrace your calling with boldness, for I stand beside you, urging your spirit to rise above any doubt that tries to undermine your importance. Just as a seed breaks through soil toward the warmth of the sun, so does your soul push upward toward my guiding love, revealing remarkable blossoms of virtue. Know that I have woven incredible potential within you, and I wait with joyful anticipation to see it flourish. When your heart grows uncertain and you feel like a small drop in a vast ocean, remember that my boundless hand is upon you, shaping you for a greater purpose. My beloved, I behold every hidden spark of kindness, every gentle word you speak, and every thought of compassion you nurture toward another. No good deed ever escapes my notice, for I carefully count each moment you reflect my character on this earth, delighting in the radiance you share. Rest assured, I am your constant support, lifting you up so that you might realize the depth of your God-given worth. I formed you with the breath of my spirit, granting you the ability to dream and to hope for things beyond your present reality. For in my heart, you were destined for abundance. You may doubt your gifts or question your sense of belonging, but I speak truth over you, proclaiming that my purpose for you stands firm amidst every storm. Remember the unwavering faith of those who came before you, such as Abraham, who journeyed into unknown lands, trusting that I would fulfill my promises. You too are enveloped by my faithfulness, and I celebrate the promise that dwells within you. Take heart, my treasured one, for your identity is sealed by my eternal hand, not by the shifting opinions or unstable definitions that the world might impose on you. I see you as a royal priesthood, a chosen vessel of my grace, carried through each season by the power of my sustaining word. Do not be dismayed by your own limitations or the times when you falter, because my strength perfects what is weak, ensuring that your life shines forth a story of redemption. Step forward with confidence, knowing that I have meticulously crafted every chapter of your life to reveal my glory. You are more precious to me than every star placed in the heavens, for while I spoke celestial lights into being, I shaped your soul with my own hands, breathing into you my divine image. Can you fathom how deeply I take pleasure in your existence? How profoundly I desire for you to walk hand in hand with me along your journey? Do not think for a moment that your life is a random chain of events. For each day I guide your steps with purpose and infinite love. Embrace the truth that I hold your destiny, and my delight in you knows no boundaries. Even when you feel like a frail vessel, unworthy of such a grand calling, know that my boundless compassion covers your shortcomings, and my grace lifts you to heights you never thought attainable. I have carved your name upon my heart, and your story is woven into the tapestry of my eternal plan, where nothing is overlooked or wasted. Just as the sun rises each morning without fail, I remain steadfast in my devotion to you, longing for you to realize how consistently I champion your worth. Stay close to me and watch as I unveil new opportunities that speak to your immeasurable value. I rejoice when you look beyond the surface and discover the hidden strengths I have placed in you, for they are seeds I intend to nurture until they bloom with extraordinary fruit. Let your soul be at peace, knowing that no part of you is a mistake, no detail is overlooked, and every chapter of your life resonates with my divine purpose. Have you not felt that gentle stirring in your heart? That reminder of your calling which whispers to you in the quiet hours of the night? Embrace it with courage, for I am the faithful gardener who will tend to your growth with unyielding care. My dear one, I cherish the moment you draw near to me, speaking your hopes, fears, and dreams with honesty, because in that vulnerability you find your true identity. You have a home in my presence, and I invite you to dwell there with freedom, assured that I celebrate the essence of who you are. Even if you feel out of place among others, with me you are always welcomed as my precious child, whose footsteps bring me delight every time you approach. Remember this day and forever, I created you with divine intention, and I will always honor the sacred treasure you are. I witness the heaviness that weighs on your heart when the trials of life appear relentless, and you wonder if you can endure another day under that strain. I see how you sometimes scroll through endless streams of messages and images, hoping to find a momentary escape, yet you still feel empty after shutting off the screen. Do not believe the lie that you must carry these burdens alone, for I stand ready to shoulder them with you, yearning for you to trust my unfailing strength. Turn to me in your moments of weakness, and I will cradle you in my comforting arms. I know you ache when you feel misunderstood by those closest to you, and your soul longs for an affirmation that never seems to come in the way you expected. The sense of loneliness can feel overwhelming, pressing upon your spirit in the still of night, making you question your inherent value. Yet in that bleakness, I am your sure companion, gently reminding you that my love for you does not waver with shifting circumstances. Cling to me, and you will discover a profound belonging that outshines all earthly acknowledgments. You carry the unseen wounds of old betrayals, harsh words, and moments when life appeared to slip through your fingers like sand, leaving you torn and uncertain of how to move forward. Your pain is never hidden from my gaze, for my eyes are intimately aware of the cracks in your heart, and I long to pour healing over every broken place. Even when you attempt to find solace in fleeting distractions, my desire is that you allow me to be your lasting source of renewal and hope. Instead of burying your hurt behind shallow comforts, come and let me mend every part of you. In those quiet hours when regret wraps around you like a fog, I want you to sense my unchanging devotion more clearly than any painful memory you hold. Let the memory of Peter, who denied me in a moment of weakness yet found redemption in my mercy, remind you that no sin is too great for my forgiveness. Do not allow the illusions of condemnation to trap you, for my grace is a constant invitation to step beyond your failures. Choose to live in the reality of my unwavering acceptance, and the shadows of guilt will vanish in the light of my compassion. Trials are not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen your resilience, much like fire refines gold until it gleams with greater purity. I acknowledge the tears you have wept, the nights you have spent wrestling with doubt, and the days you have struggled to keep your head high amid adversity. Yet, my dear one, I invite you to witness how each valley can bring you deeper into my presence, where I offer a love that is steadfast and certain. Lean upon me when you feel overwhelmed, and see how I transform your trials into testimonies of my faithfulness. Sometimes you wrestle with thoughts that whisper your prayers are going unheard, leading you to question whether I truly care about your suffering. But I assure you, each cry echoes in the halls of heaven, each petition stirs my heart, and I am orchestrating a plan far more detailed and marvelous than you can conceive. Even when the response lingers beyond your preferred timing, do not lose heart or assume my silence signals indifference. Trust in my omniscient perspective and believe that I am preparing the answers in ways that will bless you and those around you. I am not blind to the financial burdens that press upon you, nor am I deaf to the anxieties that swirl within your mind when provision seems scarce. Look at the birds of the air, who neither sow nor reap, yet I feed them, and know that you are far more precious to me than they. Though the path to security may appear uncertain, my hand remains firmly upon your livelihood, guiding you toward hope. Cast your cares on me, and I will supply your needs according to my boundless riches. I see the battles in your mind when you compare yourself to images of perfection, whether they flash across a screen or stand before you in your daily life. You may feel inadequate, measuring your worth by flawed scales, causing your self-esteem to waver. My child, you are not defined by fleeting snapshots or intangible ideals. You are defined by my unconditional love and the beauty I see in your soul. Turn your gaze to me, and I will reveal a truth that sets you free from the shackles of comparison. Your exhaustion grows when you try to please everyone, stretching yourself until your spirit feels ready to break under the weight of endless obligations. I do not desire for you to be crushed by the demands of approval, for in my eyes, you are already accepted, cherished, and loved beyond measure. If you only realize that my favor does not rest on your perfection, but on my great mercy, your heart would find the rest it desperately craves. Lay your performance at my feet, and discover the liberating peace that flows from knowing my grace upholds you. I observe how you sometimes question your future, fearing the unknown and dreading that you might fail in the eyes of others or even yourself. Yet, my beloved, when I formed you, I did not place a spirit of fear within you, but rather a spirit of power, love, and sound mind. Let go of the need to control each outcome and acknowledge that my plans for you exceed your greatest imaginations. Stand with courage, for I have declared victory over every obstacle you face, and I will lead you into a destiny shaped by my gracious hand. I am your fortress, the place you can run to when the storms rage and the winds of adversity howl, for in me you find shelter that no tempest can penetrate. When the enemy of doubt attempts to sow fear in your mind, remember that my power is greater than any threat, and my armor is at your disposal. I have promised to be your shield, so do not hesitate to lift your prayers to me, for I will stand guard around your heart with unbreakable defense. Come under my wings and experience the tranquility of being held by the one who never fails. Though the world around you may tremble with uncertainty, I remain your rock, immovable and steadfast, ready to anchor your soul through every tumultuous wave. I will not abandon you to the chaos. Instead, I will protect your path and guide your steps with divine precision. At times, you might not see the countless dangers I steer away from you or the hidden snares I disarm on your behalf, yet my vigilance is ever present. Rejoice in the knowledge that my protection is ongoing, and you are secure in my everlasting embrace. Take courage, for my might is not limited by human constraints, nor is my care hindered by earthly obstacles, and I vow to fight for you when you can no longer stand. In the days of old, I parted seas and toppled walls for my children, and I am still the same miracle-working God who intervenes with supernatural power. Let your heart be at peace, knowing that my help arrives precisely on time, whether through gentle whispers of providence or through breathtaking wonders. Hold on to faith, and watch how I turn what was meant for harm into a testimony of triumph. Your struggles are not overlooked, and my provision encompasses every aspect of your life, from the intangible ache of your spirit to the physical needs that weigh on your mind. Consider the ravens that I feed daily, and trust that you are worth infinitely more, so rest in my assurance that I see your hunger and thirst, and I will sustain you. My helping hand may come through a sudden opportunity, a timely word from a stranger, or an unexpected door swinging open before you. Remain attentive, and you will perceive my fingerprints on every blessing that arrives in due season. When the nights feel dark and the horizon seems void of hope, I want you to remember my promise that no darkness can extinguish my light. I am your ever-present guide, illuminating your steps one by one, urging you forward with unwavering companionship. Do not fear the unknown, for I have walked before you and prepared a path that leads to liberation and joy. Stay close to me, and my guiding presence will dispel every shadow that tries to stifle your heart. I will carry you across troubled waters, just as I carried Moses and the Israelites through the sea, for my arms are strong enough to hold you above every wave. Even if you see no possible way out, open your heart to my divine intervention, and I will carve a path through what once seemed impossible. Release your anxieties into my care, for I am more than able to deliver you from every trap the enemy has set. Let your faith rise with the understanding that I am the God who parts seas and levels mountains for those who trust in me. Never doubt my readiness to protect your heart from toxic influences and negativity, for I uphold your peace as something precious in my sight. Guarding your mind is a partnership between us, so focus your thoughts on my promises, and I will fortify you against despair. When discouragement tries to grip your soul, speak my word over your circumstances and watch hope flourish like a flower breaking through concrete. I am your strong tower, and within my presence, no storm can ravage the joy I plant within you. Be assured that my care extends beyond mere physical safety, embracing the deepest corners of your emotional well-being and the fragile hopes you carry. I stand watch over your nights of silent tears, collecting them like priceless pearls, promising to turn your mourning into dancing at the appointed time. As you surrender your wounds to me, I will apply the balm of my compassion, nursing you back to wholeness with a gentle, unwavering touch. Rest in the promise that I shield not only your body, but also your heart and soul. My beloved, I did not create you to live in perpetual fear of tomorrow, for I have already stepped into every moment of your future, making a way for triumph. Trust that the angels I have commanded act on your behalf, guarding your journey from seen and unseen perils. The walls that seem insurmountable today are but stepping stones I will empower you to overcome. Hold fast to my assurances and watch as I defend you with a power that surpasses every limitation known to man. Let my promises be the foundation on which you stand, unshaken by the storms that come your way, for I have declared that no weapon formed against you shall prevail. My hand is upon you, my eyes watch over your path, and my love is the covering that shields you from every arrow of fear. Lift your gaze to me when the threats loom large, and witness how I become a wall of fire surrounding you with divine fervor. Walk boldly, for I have pledged to keep you safe in the hollow of my outstretched hand. My beloved, draw near to me in prayer, not as a ritual to be rushed through, but as an intimate conversation where your heart finds its true home. Speak plainly, for I treasure the simple words of your soul, and I yearn to respond with boundless grace. Surrender the weight of your worries, trusting that I take every concern seriously, turning even your smallest petitions into seeds of transformation. Come confidently into my presence, for I stand ready to meet you in mercy and uplift you with everlasting love. Open your heart to my word, allowing it to shape your thoughts, direct your decisions, and breathe fresh life into your weary spirit. Let my promises be more than distant verses. Let them be a source of daily empowerment, guiding you through every circumstance. Put aside the distractions that steal your focus, and instead feed on the nourishment of truth that endures through every generation. Seek my counsel in the scriptures, and watch as revelation dawns upon your mind, igniting hope and conviction within you. Do not fear quiet moments of stillness before me, for in solitude I whisper the secrets of my heart to those who long to know my will. It is in the hush of your schedule, freed from the clamor of endless updates and images, that you hear the subtle promptings of my spirit. Invite me into your daily routines, that I might guide you with love, ensuring no season of your life remains untouched by my presence. Let my voice become the loudest in your soul, calling you away from the world's noise and into the comfort of my divine companionship. Turn every worry into a prayer, every uncertain step into a deliberate invitation for me to lead, and every mistake into an opportunity to experience my forgiveness. Release your tendency to rely on your own understanding and embrace the wisdom that flows from my eternal perspective. Let faith be your reaction when troubles arise, trusting that my power will carry you, just as I sustained the prophets, disciples, and countless faithful souls before you. Step forward in obedience, for the path of my commands always leads to a fountain of abundant life. Bring to me the cares that weigh heavily on your heart, naming them one by one, and watch as I replace each with supernatural peace. Do not be ashamed to admit your weaknesses, for I draw close to the humble and raise them up with my steadfast support. Rather than bottling your pain in silence, lay it at my feet and trust me to weave a masterful tapestry from the threads of your trials. Praise me with sincerity, and I will ignite your spirit with the brightness of my glory. I invite you to discover the strength of communion, for the prayers you offer alongside fellow believers rise like sweet incense before my throne. Encourage one another, uphold one another's burdens, and watch how my spirit flows through this unity of faith. In corporate worship, I delight to pour out my presence, saturating hearts with comfort and unstoppable joy. Build relationships grounded in my word and witness the power of shared devotion as it sparks revivals of hope. My child, be bold in stepping away from influences that corrode your faith, even if they are familiar or widely embraced by those around you. I know the lure of social habits that slowly chip away at your devotion, but I call you to a higher path where my spirit leads your actions. Do not fret over the opinions of others if following my ways causes you to stand apart, for I bless those who remain uncompromising in righteousness. Set your eyes on me and discover the freedom that blossoms when you live to honor my name. Look for opportunities to bless others, for in serving you reflect my heart and draw nearer to my character of selfless love. Whether through a kind word, a generous deed, or a gentle embrace, let your compassion be the answer to someone's silent cry. Remember how the Good Samaritan did not merely observe distress, but actively tended to the wounds of a stranger, becoming a vessel of my mercy. Go forth with hands extended in kindness, knowing that you are the channel through which I flow to reach hurting souls. Pursue justice, not by the measure of fleeting trends, but through the lens of my eternal righteousness that sees every soul with compassion and truth. Stand firm against oppression, speak hope into desperation, and let my spirit empower you to be a voice for the voiceless. Let integrity guide your actions, even if it means walking a lonelier road, for I uphold those who choose righteousness over convenience. Act with bold humility, championing the dignity of every life, remembering that I am the defender of all who cry out in despair. Above all, make it your aim to love deeply, forgiving even when it feels impossible, and laying down grudges that poison your soul. Reflect on how I endured the cross, bearing the weight of humanity's offenses, that you might see the immeasurable breadth of my compassion. Let your heart be an open wellspring of mercy, ever ready to overflow toward those who have hurt you. For in releasing bitterness, you free yourself to receive my abundant grace. Choose love time and again, and witness the miracles it births in the hardest of hearts. I have prepared a future brimming with hope for you, fashioned out of my relentless love and shaped to fulfill the longing of your soul. Though you may face challenges along the way, do not forget that every obstacle is an invitation to grow in faith and witness my sustaining power firsthand. Remember how Joseph rose from slavery to rulership through perseverance and integrity, trusting that my hand was orchestrating each detail for good. Anticipate my miracles and watch as I transform your uncertainties into stepping stones of victory. Lay aside your anxieties about tomorrow, for I am the author of time, holding every moment in my capable hands, weaving your story with divine precision. Trust that I have already walked into your future, preparing blessings beyond your comprehension and arranging encounters that will uplift and guide you. When fear of the unknown creeps in, simply whisper my name and let me remind you that my plans are never to harm you, but to prosper you and grant you everlasting peace. Embrace the horizons I unveil, for they are filled with infinite possibility. Receive this promise: the works I have begun in you I will bring to completion, for my word does not return void, nor do my purposes remain half-finished. Even if the journey seems to be at a standstill, know that my unseen hand is aligning circumstances that will lead to breakthroughs at the appointed time. Be patient with the seeds of faith you have planted, for under the surface they are taking root, readying themselves to sprout with unmatched vigor. Rest in my assurance, for I am a God of perfect timing. Envision the day when your trials will become testimonies, bearing witness to how my strength fortified you in every valley, and my comfort sustained you in every storm. I delight in turning your ashes into beauty, your mourning into dancing, and your despair into a radiant song of praise. Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, for I multiply every tear you have shed, returning it to you as a cascade of blessings. Set your gaze on the horizon, for greater revelations of my goodness are just ahead. Foster an expectancy of seeing my hand in every aspect of your life, from the grand displays of providence to the quiet mercies that gently reshape your heart. Just as I led the Israelites through the desert by pillars of cloud and fire, So I will guide you with my presence, ensuring you never wander alone. Embrace the new thing I am doing in your life, for I cause rivers to flow in wilderness places and blossoms to spring forth in barren lands. Welcome my transforming love with open arms, and see how it revolutionizes your future. I have not fashioned you for a life of small dreams and timid hopes, but for a life that showcases my boundless creativity and redemptive power. Take a moment to reflect on the victories I have already granted you, the open doors that appeared when you least expected them, and the lessons that sharpened your soul. Let these memories serve as fuel for your faith, propelling you to reach higher, dream bigger, and trust more deeply than ever before. Step out of your comfort zone, for my grace extends far beyond the edge of your limitations. When you find yourself in seasons of waiting, do not despair, for in the waiting I refine your character, developing virtues that cannot be nurtured any other way. My dear one, do not mistake delayed answers for denial, for I am working even in the silence, orchestrating events that will ultimately glorify my name. Use the waiting as an opportunity to draw nearer, to lean on my faithfulness, and to discover hidden reserves of strength that await your need. Hold steady, for when the appointed time comes, you will burst forth like a flower after a gentle spring rain. Trust in the wisdom I impart, for I will never lead you astray or abandon you to the confusion that often plagues the minds of the weary. Seek me wholeheartedly, and I will enlighten your path, revealing roads you never saw before, and giving clarity to decisions that once left you paralyzed. Keep your eyes open for my guiding signals, whether they come through the counsel of a wise friend or through a stirring in your spirit that confirms the right direction. Stay receptive, for a future grounded in my wisdom radiates stability and purpose. Rejoice in the certain truth that your story is not over, and the chapters yet to unfold bear the imprint of my infinite creativity. Allow yourself to dream again, to hope again, and to believe that I am not finished writing the narrative of your life. The desert you walk through today may blossom into a lush garden tomorrow, for my transformation often emerges right on the heels of your steadfast faith. Embrace this hope, and let the promise of new beginnings stir a sense of excited anticipation within your heart. Remember that I hold you firmly in my grasp, from the earliest breath of your existence to the final steps of your earthly journey and beyond into eternity. I have planned a glorious future where sorrow ceases, tears are wiped away, and my love reigns unopposed forevermore. As you press forward, fix your eyes on the joys set before you, assured that the trials of today pale in comparison to the glory I am revealing in you. March forward with unwavering faith, for I am the God who turns all things for good, and your future glistens with the light of my unfailing promise. I see the dreams you have set aside, buried under disappointment or weariness, and I bid you to dust them off and place them before my throne once more. In my hands, no aspiration is too grand, no desire too lofty, for I am the giver of every good gift. Let your surrendered hopes become a field where I can plant fresh seeds of possibility, watering them with my abundant love. Rekindle your vision, for I long to breathe new life into the passions I once ignited in your heart. Believe that I not only hear your requests, but also delight in granting the desires aligned with my perfect will, crafting answers that exceed your wildest imaginings. I am not a distant observer, but an attentive Father who rejoices in every step you take toward faith and trust. Keep your eyes on the path ahead, for I have scattered moments of grace along every mile, ready to uplift you at just the right time. Let your confidence soar on the wings of my promises, for they will never fail. When discouragement knocks at the door of your mind, meet it with the unwavering reminder that my voice speaks louder than every lie whispered by doubt. Reflect on how Gideon, though he saw himself as weak and insignificant, rose in power when he chose to believe the identity I gave him. So too, you will find hidden strength blossoming in your soul as you cling to the identity I bestow, rather than the labels imposed by fear. Stand firm in who I say you are, for my proclamations are the truest mirror of your worth. I am the God who mends the shattered remnants of your past and uses them to form a masterpiece of renewal, each crack laced with my redeeming grace. The scars you bear, though reminders of battles won and lost, become testimonies of how my mercy outshone your brokenness. Do not hide these marks, but allow them to declare my faithfulness, inviting others to see that your journey has been a story of transformation. Take heart in the knowledge that there is no wound I cannot heal, no loss I cannot redeem. In your loneliest moments, remember that I am the friend who never fails, whose attention never drifts, and whose compassion never runs dry. I cherished you before you took your first breath, and my devotion will outlast time itself, binding us in a bond unbreakable. Let your heart find solace in my embrace, knowing that not one tear escapes my notice, and not one sigh goes unanswered by my comfort. Rest in the awareness that my companionship offers a joy the world cannot replicate. Speak life-giving words to yourself and to those around you, for your tongue holds the power to build bridges of encouragement or tear down walls of hope. Choose to echo my truth when you feel overwhelmed, and watch as it dismantles lies and nurtures resilience in your soul. Like David singing psalms in the wilderness, let your praise resonate even in hardship, piercing the darkness with songs of deliverance. Lift your voice with purpose, turning your every utterance into a testament of my goodness. I am the God who sees the burdens you carry on behalf of your loved ones, the silent prayers you lift when you watch them wander into confusion or pain. My heart resonates with your intercession, and I invite you to trust me with their destinies, for I am capable of leading them back to healing and peace. You need not shoulder the weight alone. Share your heart's cry with me, and I will respond with wisdom, guidance, and the power to move mountains. Place them in my care, and watch how my spirit orchestrates their breakthrough. Consider the lilies of the field, how they bloom in splendor without toiling anxiously for their provision, for I tenderly clothe them with majesty. If I bestow such care on a blossom that soon fades, how much more do I nurture your spirit, ensuring that you flourish in my timing. Let your worries shrink in the face of this assurance, trusting that the resources of heaven are at my command, prepared to meet your every need. Flourish in the knowledge that your life is orchestrated by my sovereign hand. I yearn for you to cultivate a grateful heart, one that sees past the shadows of longing to appreciate the blessings saturating your daily life. Begin by counting the mercies you might have overlooked, the warmth of the sun, the comfort of a kind word, the miracle of breath itself. As gratitude rises, it becomes a gateway to deeper intimacy with me, forming a foundation of joy unshakable by passing trials. Rejoice, for a thankful spirit finds contentment in my unfailing kindness. Walk in forgiveness as a way of life, for bitterness is a chain that imprisons your heart, preventing the flow of my boundless grace. When resentment tempts you to close your hands, remember how I opened mine wide upon the cross, offering pardon for a debt you could never repay. Release the offenses that weigh you down, trusting that my justice prevails where your strength falls short. Live unburdened, for forgiveness ushers in freedom no earthly remedy can replicate. Seek community that uplifts your spirit, for isolation is fertile ground where doubt and fear can flourish unchecked. Surround yourself with individuals who speak my truth, encourage your purpose, and challenge you to grow in love and humility. Be open to receiving as well as giving, for through the bonds of fellowship I pour out blessings far beyond what solitary striving can achieve. Gather in unity and see my spirit move mightily among you. binding hearts in eternal harmony. Offer your talents and time to serve those in need, for by loving the least of these, you reflect my own heart for the broken. Whether it's a comforting meal, a listening ear, or a moment of shared laughter, no gesture of compassion is ever wasted. I cherish even the smallest acts of kindness, multiplying their impact in ways you may never fully grasp. Step out of your comfort and see how my grace flows through your willingness to put another's welfare before your own. Let your dreams be anchored in my promises, not in the fleeting validations offered by an ever-changing culture. When you commit your plans to me, I refine them through the fire of my wisdom, purging the trivial and unveiling the eternal. Know that I delight in bringing forth the best version of your aspirations, transforming them into a blessing for you and all those your life touches. Dare to dream with me as your partner, and watch the ordinary become extraordinary. Remember how a single spark can illuminate an entire darkness, and realize that your faith, no matter how small, has the power to move mountains. Feed that spark daily with my word, prayer, and the fellowship of believers, shielding it from the winds of negativity. With time, your simple glow becomes a blazing fire, igniting fresh hope and inspiration in the hearts of those who cross your path. Shine boldly, for I have appointed you as a beacon of my love in a weary world. Let each new morning greet you with my mercies renewed, a daily invitation to step beyond yesterday's failures into today's fresh potential. Guilt and shame have no place in the life I have called you to, for I have cast your transgressions into the sea of forgetfulness. Embrace the dawn with a spirit of anticipation, believing that I am working all things together for your good. Rise each day convinced that my grace is sufficient, fueling you to overcome whatever lies ahead. When you reach the crossroads of indecision, remember that my spirit is a gentle counselor, offering clarity if you would only pause to listen. Do not be swayed by the roar of other voices, for my guidance resonates in the still, small voice that brings peace to your spirit. Present your doubts before me and trust that I will open the right doors, orchestrating a path lined with divine appointments. Yield to my direction and witness how I unravel confusion into purposeful direction. Breathe in the gift of today without carrying the weight of regrets from your past or the burdens of an uncertain future. I designed you to walk in step with me, moment by moment, trusting that my presence is enough to sustain you through each challenge. Let my joy infuse your spirit as you cultivate a heart that rests in my sovereignty, rather than allowing anxiety to steal your peace. Dwell securely in this present grace, for I am the God who holds all your tomorrows. Celebrate the small victories, for even the tiniest breakthroughs indicate that I am actively involved in your life, shaping you for greater triumphs ahead. Do not despise humble beginnings, for the greatest oaks were once mere acorns planted in faith. Let every step forward, no matter how modest, become a reminder that my power is made perfect in your weakness. Rejoice wholeheartedly, for each victory is a testimony of my handiwork woven into your journey. I am the Lord of resurrection power, bringing life to what appears lifeless and hope to what seems hopeless. So never presume that a dream or a season is beyond recovery. Look to the story of Lazarus, whose cold tomb could not withstand my voice calling him forth, and remember that I hold the keys to every locked door. Keep your heart open to the possibilities that my command can stir, refusing to pronounce finality over what I can still revive. Trust in my supernatural ability to speak new beginnings into the places you thought were lost. Center your existence on my unchanging character, and you will find that every storm loses its power to define your identity. My word remains constant when circumstances falter, shining a beacon of truth through the fog of uncertainty. Let your foundation be built on my eternal nature, and watch how external shifts fail to shake the core of who you are in me. Anchor yourself in my faithfulness, and see how the tides of life must yield to my steadfast protection. I invite you to stand tall in the authority I have given you as my child, declaring my promises boldly over your life and circumstances. Let faith surge through your veins, dismissing the thought that you are powerless against the forces that assail you. In my name, mountains move, demons flee, and miracles unfold, so wield that authority with humility and unwavering belief. Arise, for the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives within you, ready to demonstrate my power for my glory. When discouragement tries to drape your heart in gray, lift your eyes to the wonder of creation, where each sunrise testifies that I bring renewal daily. Let the shifting of dawn remind you that I can transform darkness into light in a moment, opening paths you never knew existed. Speak my word into the atmosphere of your life, allowing truth to pierce through the clouds of despair. Believe that I am the artist of new beginnings, painting vibrant hope across the canvas of your journey. You are precious in my sight, not because of flawless performance or grand achievements, but because I formed you with my own hands in love. Let go of the heavy yoke of perfectionism and step into the liberating embrace of my unconditional favor. Every time you fall, I am there to catch you, to remind you that your worth remains intact, safeguarded by my covenant. Embrace grace as an unearned gift, transforming your weaknesses into opportunities for my strength to shine. I know the sorrow that visits you in unguarded moments, the longing for what has been lost or never realized, and I am here to be your comfort. My comfort does not merely soothe momentarily, but seeps into the depths of your soul, carrying you through every season of heartache. Even in the desert of heartbreak, I plant seeds of promise that will bloom with radiant life at the right time. Cling to me in your tears, and find that my solace is immeasurably enough. Rejoice when you see others flourish, for I have unique callings for each of my children, and your recognition of another's blessing brings me delight. Banish envy by trusting that my plans for you are not diminished by the successes of your neighbors, nor does my love for you waver based on comparisons. Celebrate the victories around you, and you will find that generosity of spirit ushers in a harvest of gratitude. Cheer for others, knowing that my endless favor has no boundaries. I am writing a narrative of redemption in your life, weaving moments of grace through every chapter, even when you fail to recognize my hand at work. Do not confine your perspective to present struggles, for my plan stretches across eternity, carefully orchestrating a masterpiece. Let the testimonies of those who have walked in my deliverance inspire you, reminding you that I have not changed my ways. Look forward with anticipation, for in my story, every ending is filled with hope. Invite me into your daily rhythms, from the quiet morning hours to the last thought that drifts through your mind at night, for I long to be part of every moment. Acknowledge me as your constant companion, sharing each joy, sorrow, and mundane task with the one who cares deeply for your being. Let no area of your life remain untouched by my presence, so that the fragrance of my love permeates every corner of your journey. Draw near without fear, and discover that closeness to me transforms the ordinary into holy ground. Take a step of faith each day, no matter how small it seems, and trust that I will multiply it into something significant for my kingdom. Like the boy who offered his meager lunch of fish and bread, give me what you have, even if it appears insufficient. Watch how I perform miracles with your surrender, feeding multitudes from what you once deemed inadequate. Offer your willingness, and I will amplify your impact to reach souls you never imagined. Persist in prayer when the answers delay, for I am shaping you in the waiting, refining your desires, and aligning your heart with my greater plan. Know that I am not ignoring your pleas. Rather, I am working beneath the surface, arranging every detail in perfect balance. Trust that my silence does not signal absence, but invites you to lean more deeply on my sustaining grace. Hold fast to the promise that those who wait upon me shall renew their strength. I have placed a song in your heart that no storm can quench, a melody of hope that echoes my truth and quiets the voices of despair. Let your spirit sing it out in faith, even when circumstances try to silence your praise. David danced before me with abandon, unashamed of his devotion, and I call you to that same freedom of expression. Sing boldly, for it is in worship that the chains of discouragement break, releasing the joy hidden within you. In seasons when your faith seems to waver like a candle in the wind, cling to the testimonies of my faithfulness in times past. Remember the valleys from which I have already delivered you, the victories that you once thought impossible. Let these recollections become stones of remembrance, building an altar of gratitude and reinforcing the truth that I never fail. Stand steadfast, for the history of my goodness is the surest predictor of the wonders I will still perform. Even now I am calling you deeper, inviting you to trust that beyond every horizon lies a fresh revelation of my glory. Do not settle in complacency or fear stepping into the unknown, for I beckon you to explore the mysteries of my love. Follow the steps I illuminate, and you will discover that each one draws you closer to the fullness of life I designed you to experience. Venture forward with confidence, for I am already waiting in the places you have yet to see. My love for you stands eternal, like the firmest rock that has weathered countless storms, and it will remain your stronghold in every circumstance. I cherish you with an unfading devotion that transcends any mistake or frailty, binding your heart to mine in a covenant of ceaseless compassion. Even when the world shifts and trembles, my affection for you is an anchor, unwavering and sure, designed to keep you steady in the raging seas of life. Trust in my unchanging nature, my beloved, for my love will never fade. I now pour my blessing upon you and your family, extending my hand of protection over every realm of your life, ensuring that you walk in peace and abundance. May my favor illuminate your days and calm your nights, granting you a settled confidence that I stand vigil over your every step. Receive the overflow of my grace, letting it shield you from harm, bolster you in trials, and empower you with divine courage to move forward. Bless your future with anticipation, for I am the source of all good gifts. Look ahead with hope, secure in the promise that the best is yet to come, for I have only just begun to reveal the depth of my goodness to you. Take each step in faith, recalling that I orchestrate new mercies every morning, saturating your path with my unending kindness. Stand firm, for every chapter that unfolds carries my signature of redemption, proving that no situation is beyond my power to transform. Rejoice, dear one, because I hold your tomorrows, and my plan for you overflows with a grace that surpasses all understanding.